Today is Wednesday, August 3rd. It's been a while. I've been trying to get over COVID. My voice has been kind of hoarse and harsh and rough, whatever word you want to use. So I haven't been filming too much of at least speaking content. I have been filming my stay out in Austin and my wandering around, my walking. And you can check that stuff out. That's on Instagram. So I'm gonna do a few times probably some plugs of my other places where you can find me. So Nick_Wanders, same as the channel name for this stuff. You can find that on Instagram, and you'll see more of my travel adventures, the stuff that I'm eating, the places that I'm wandering around. So go check it out if you haven't already. Let your friends and family know. I'm using this handy dandy journal that my sister gave me to record the topics because I figure that's a little bit nicer than using my computer. And plus I can like refer to something that's tangible that you guys can see. So our three topics, we're going to talk about the Austin trip where I am currently. I'm going to talk about a pigeon, and then I'm going to talk about a book that I've been reading called I keep wanting to say it's not. It's just Games People Play. Talk about that. So first topic, Austin. I've been in Austin for a little over 2 weeks. It's been a while. Unfortunately, the first part of it, probably 7 or 8 days, were in bed, just trying to get over being sick. Nothing too concerning. I mean, I did get COVID, but nothing to get me like hospitalized. Just didn't feel good, didn't have any energy, had a pretty bad cough, still have that a little bit, but it's getting better. So not to worry, I'll probably be back to fully normal in a few days from now. I'm about like 80%, so I'm feeling pretty good. I've been able to kind of go out and wander around and explore over the last couple of days, and I figured since I'm feeling better, time to say hello to you folks. Another drink of water. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of drinks of water because my voice is a little bit hoarse, so I'm trying to get past that. And where does that expression come from? Can someone tell me, why is my voice hoarse? It's a very strange word to use. Why hoarse? Anyhow, been in Austin. I'm currently in East Austin. I also had an Airbnb, so I'm kind of bouncing around. I've had a few different Airbnbs. I had one near the Capitol building area, and that was nice. I really liked being in that area. Lots of greenways, lots of trails, lots of things to explore out there that are a little bit more my pace. East Austin is fun, but I feel like being 40, a little bit too old for this area. The vibe is definitely a younger one. I would say maybe if you were in your late 20s, early 30s, this would be the spot to check out. A lot of bars. It's got that kind of hipster energy going on. So if that's your thing, more power to you. Head over to East Austin. I think you'll have a lot of fun here. There is a cool sort of artsy culture out here that I do like. So there is that energy to check out and explore and be a part of. For example, the other night, just outside of my window, kind of across the street, there's a food court area where there's like a few different food carts that kind of circle like a dirt area, and they had some live music going, and that was really cool. So it was like really funky, soulful sort of music going on, and that was live, and the music was just kind of bellowing its way through the area and made it into my apartment, and I was like, wow, this is cool. Like I dig that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, I wasn't feeling super great. Otherwise, I would have gone down there and checked it out more up front than just chilling in my Airbnb. Chilling in my Airbnb. I think that might be a new song for someone to create. Okay. I'm not a musician. Otherwise, I would. All right. So topic number 2, the Pigeon. I believe there's a restaurant in Portland called the Pigeon or Le Pigeon. Here we go. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. What matters is that there's literally a pigeon out on the balcony of this Airbnb, and it's been there ever since I've been here. And the reason for that, and the reason why this is important, is it's sitting on 2 little eggs, which I think is precious. So maybe by the end of this stay, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how long the pigeon's been sitting there, but maybe at the end of this stay, I might get a little surprise and we might have some chicks hatching. Chicks are Are baby pigeons chicks? I don't know. Probably not, because that would be a chicken. So I'm not really sure. If someone knows the name for baby pigeons, let me know. Feel free to comment. But I did do some research, but apparently not enough. Didn't figure out the name for the babies. They will sit on those eggs for about 18 days. So I haven't been here that long. So who knows? Maybe I'll see something, maybe not. I hope everything's okay. I can't tell if they're still healthy. I have no idea. I've been trying to respect the boundaries and space of the pigeon and not really going onto the balcony, which is fine because it's like 102, 103 degrees most days out here. So there's really no reason for me to go to the balcony. So I've been trying to let the pigeon do their thing. Oh, by the way, the male or the female, I don't know why I put the emphasis on that. It's probably the other way around. The female or the male, there we go, or the male will do the incubation, will sit on the eggs. So I don't know which one it is. I am no pigeon expert. So they have been sitting on the eggs for the last few days. Hopefully everything's okay. And they have some new babies soon. Last topic, number three. Topic number three, we're getting there. It's a slow, rambling journey, but we're getting there, one topic at a time. Topic number three is games people play. This book right here. Try to make sure I'm not covering up any important details. I've been reading this slowly over the last month or so. I almost gave up on it because it's a bit over my head. It's about transactional analysis, which I'm probably going to get wrong because I don't have a background in psychology. But I'm starting to sort of understand the concept where it's talking about the conversations people have with each other and the underlying game that they might be playing. So there might be sort of hidden messages or hidden agendas in the way we communicate with people. And I think the point of it is to help us understand the types of behaviors and the types of relationships you might be getting into with people and whether they're healthy or not. And you can kind of maybe be able to tell that through the conversations that you're having, either the way you're reacting in a conversation or the way that someone else is conversing with you. So yeah, like I said, I almost gave up on it because it's a bit too technical. A little bit beyond me. I'm not really familiar with a lot of the terminology that the book uses. So, if you have read this or you know anything about transactional analysis, let me know. Feel free to comment. Maybe you can make a recommendation for something maybe a bit more basic for me to start with, because this is interesting. It's just I don't completely understand it. However, the reason why I'm going to bring this up and the reason why I'm talking about it, another sip of water, is one of the topics, one of the chapters talks about the game of the alcoholic, which is pretty near and dear to me. I've, in my life, had to deal with a few, or had the experience of dealing with a few people that had addictions, and not really processing that well in the past. And now that I'm on this sort of new path of digging into my history and digging into who I am, a lot of this stuff has started to come to the surface. And so this has been kind of interesting when this topic came up. It definitely stirred some emotions in me, brought a few things to the surface. So I kind of reread that section a few times because I did find it pretty meaningful. And in particular, what I wanted to talk about was that the author discusses the types of conversations that people that are playing sort of the alcoholic role or the alcoholic game may be a part of, the types of conversations they may use. And at first I really didn't get it, like it wasn't really clicking. He makes mention of the martini conversation, which now that I understand it a little bit better after another drink of water, the martini conversation, I guess, is kind of about the types of drinks, how to mix drinks, what types of drinks someone had. Those types of conversations are kind of labeled as the martini. And then there's also sort of the other side of the equation, the hangover, which, if that makes a bit more sense, where it's talking about how crappy you felt the next day, or the mistakes you made, or whatever kind of negative side effects or effects from drinking that occurred. And I found that pretty fascinating because I was thinking back to a relationship that I had, and those types of conversations definitely came up quite a bit. And so that was kind of interesting to see that the author sort of like nailed down the script of a relationship that I had. And it's interesting to notice that maybe there's a lot of patterns that we all follow and a lot of games we all play with each other. And this really kind of hit home for me the other day was I was in a Lyft taking a ride from, I think I was coming home or going to a restaurant, and talking with the Lyft driver, having a little bit of small talk with them. And they kind of asked, like, well, what was this journey that I was on? Why am I in Austin? And so I explained that I was going to be traveling around the US doing some sightseeing, and that my next destination was New Orleans. And of course, the driver was like super excited and wanted to tell me all about it. And the conversation quickly changed to this exact script. It was meaningful to see that these sort of dialogues, these games that we play with each other still happen. And not necessarily that the driver was trying to influence me a certain way, but it was just really interesting to see how that role kind of plays out in our day-to-day conversations. So if you've done any sort of transactional analysis, if you've read this book, please hit me up, let me know. I'd love to hear more about it, love to know your thoughts. And with that, I'm going to save my voice. I'm going to try to get some more rest and feel a lot better so that I can talk to you folks more. Peace.